Everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey, and I'm going to share with you today how I memory planned in my Happy Planner using some Me and My Big Ideas Pocket Pages stickers and Pocket Pages cards, and then a whole bunch of photos. This was a vacation week, so it's a little bit different than a normal week. It's not full of quite as many obligations and meetings and things of that nature, but that's cool. It's still a fun way to plan and a fun way to get a bunch of vacation photos down on a page. Now, one of the other things is that I'm going to do my planning first and my memory planning after. So I'll add the photos afterwards. So if you're not interested in that, you can just watch the first portion, which is the planning portion. So as you can see, I laid down one of those full box stickers right there in the Monday afternoon spot, and then a decorative sticker right on top of it. That decorative sticker I love because I'm super into that shade of blue. So it's really fun and really bright and definitely draws my eye right towards that. So like I said already, this is a vacation week and a not so busy week. So because of that, there's only a few things that I have to even write in here. And one of the first one was a Monday morning obligation. And so I got that all down, and all I used was one of those small arrows to draw my attention to it. I could have used some sort of a sticker that I could have written all the events on or whatever, but it's totally okay because the whole page is going to be fairly sticker heavy to begin with since there are lots of stickers, as you can see. So I didn't want to go crazy. So as you can see at the bottom, I'm adding some alphabet stickers from Me and My Big Ideas. They're about an inch tall, and I'm going to spell out USA Baseball. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know two things. One, I love to use big alphabet stickers in my planner for weeks that are maybe a little bit less busy, and then I can use those to just write out different things. Like in this case, that's where we were this week, was USA Baseball. And so I can use the alphabet stickers to spell that out. It looks really cute, at least to me it does. It gives that like a really huge element of decoration, but I don't need that space because I don't have a ton going on. So it's kind of a double-edged sword if you ask me. Like it definitely kills two birds with one stone. As you can see, I'm going through that seasonal book and looking for something that I can add. Because of the USA Baseball, I wanted to see if I could find anything that was, you know, red, white, and blue or extra awesome that would go with it from that type of thing. And I wasn't really able to, but what I did find was this little banner sticker that's super cute, and also that little celebrate sticker. It's clear and it looks great layered right on top of the USA Baseball because it's got a clear background. And then, like I said, there's the little banner sticker that says love this. It goes perfectly color wise and it looks great right there. Now the other thing that I was going to mention, if you've watched my other videos, is that you know that I've done this USA Baseball before in my actual day-to-day planner. I did that using the USA though in even bigger letters, or yeah, I think it was the USA. I really liked that element in that planner, and so I wanted to carry that on over into my memory planner as well. Now this is also something I had done. I took one of these boxes and split it in half because I didn't need the whole box. And then I added that little banner sticker, super cute, and then a little star right in the middle. And I'll write another game information in that sticker. I was able to conserve the other half of the sticker I can use for a different event in the future, and I feel like it looks really cute with the little banner and the little star, but those are repeating elements in the sticker books. There are tons of those, so I don't even feel bad layering those on top of it because there are plenty more where that came from. So it's kind of a neat way to get a little bit more interestingness onto your page, but it's not a big deal because you're not using, oh my gosh, there's only one of those. If I layer it together here, I won't have another one. Nope, there's tons more. I'm moving on to the second half of the week because I'm finished with the first half of the week, and I have even less going on the second half of the week than I did in the first half, which is crazy to think about. But like I said already, it is a vacation week, so that's just how it goes. Now, as you can see, I put down a to-do sticker. I don't need a to-do sticker, but I really liked the box and I really liked the color. So I covered it up with that Let's Go sticker and an arrow. Now you can no longer see that it said to do, but I still get to use the super cute sticker. And the let's go, that's a common thing that is said at baseball games, let's go team or whatever, or let's go player. And so it's awesome, worked perfectly for what I needed it to be, and yet I am super satisfied with it. Now, I had hoped that there would be some really cute, like little road trip sticker or something like that. There's not, but you know what? It doesn't even matter. I can just write that. I don't have to have a sticker for everything. I don't have to have a stamp for everything. I can just write it. That's kind of the beauty of this planning and allowing myself the freedom to go across the entire board, is that I can use things that I have. So here, for example, just a pen. That's it. Simply a pen. Now I'm going to write about how we are picking up our brand new cat on the Friday afternoon. Now I wanted to use that heart, which is a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to use some alphabet stickers, and I'm going to layer the C right on top of the heart and spell out cat. I love the way this turned out, and I can't always say that. Sometimes, I'm not really that fond of it. But as you all know, I don't change things that often. Sometimes I do, but I don't always change them, even if I don't love them, because you know what? It's just one week. I'll move on to the next week just as quickly as this one began. So it's really not that important to me to be really super nitpicky about things. But anyway, back to the cat thing. Super cute. Love how it turned out. It's exactly as I had envisioned, and it's a different way and something I haven't done before to notate an event. So at noon, we were picking up our cat, so that's exactly what I did. Now, moving on to Saturday, we went to the beach, and so I added those super cute sunglasses and just wrote out beach day. Now, there are other beach stickers included in that seasonal sticker pack, but I have already used the ones, so I had to be a little bit more creative. Now, in the end, I don't love how this little cluster ends up once I add my photo, but as I just got finished saying, it's totally not that big of a deal. I'm going to move on. It's not going to bother me. So now I'm looking for the perfect sticker for my Sunday evening. I'm looking for something to write down an event. I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to go about notating going to the drive-in movies. So I ended up picking that label sticker and then that little movie clapboard sticker so that I could notate the movie, the drive-in. And this cluster I do end up loving. I just add a little gold star and write the title of the movie, and it's super fun and I love it a lot. And it's just one of those things that I don't always have the perfect sticker. Sometimes I have to make the perfect sticker work for me. So like in that Thursday morning, that let's go box, and then like right here for the drive-in movie, I didn't have a perfect sticker, but I'm going to make it work. So anyway, I've done the basic planning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to go through my photos and I'm going to start picking out the ones that are actually going to go on my planner pages. So for this one, for the beach, I'm just simply punching it with my circle punch and then adding a tiny bit of adhesive and putting it right behind the corner of those sunglasses. Now that's the little section that I said that I didn't end up loving. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's just fine. So now I'm going to move back to the first half of the page, or the layout, excuse me, because I am done with the second half. And I'm going to select the photos that are going to go directly right onto that page. And sometimes, even though I pre-plan, I have a hard time remembering which photos I selected initially to go where, because sometimes I might have done this a couple of weeks ago, done the pre-planning a couple of weeks ago, and I might be using two photos from the exact same event. I try not to get too hung up on that unless I printed them the wrong size or something like that. That's the only type of thing that I have to be a little bit more cautious about, is the size of the photos that I printed, but I try not to get too hung up. Now I'm also decorating, so I'm adding a little bit of washi tape. As you can see, I'm using that pink dots, which is so cute. And then I'm also going to pull out the blue dots, which is from one of the new 4 washi tape collections that came out in June. It's just blue and it has little silver polka dots on it, so the 2 washi tapes tie together, and then the pink and the blue sort of tie together also in the overwhelming color scheme that I'm using this week, which is no overwhelming color scheme. So just put all the colors on the page. So as you can see, I just got that all layered up and it matches the Monday afternoon box too. It all sort of flows together and I really like that. And then you get to Wednesday and it's completely different. So I feel like it's got a variation there that's definitely going to keep your eye moving around. Now I'm just going to leave this photo full size and adhere it right down there. And I kind of like the way that you get that diagonal thing with those two photos. It looks great. Now I'm going to punch out with the star punch. I don't use this one that often for this baseball photo of my son, and I'm just going to lift that sticker right there and adhere my photo underneath it. Turns out great. Now I would have probably in the end done something a little bit different with that beach day. Now seeing that I have those two photos right next to each other, but it's a-okay. It's, again, like I said already, not something I'm going to stress about. Now adding that one big large sticker that's purely decorational, there is no function to it whatsoever, and then the tiniest bit of washi tape down right there at the bottom as well. And I'm coordinating the washi tape from the previous page, so I only had used one little box, so 1.5 inches wide, so I wanted to carry that over to the right side so that it would coordinate with the left side and tie those two pages together. Now, one of my favorite techniques is to take my ruler and add some journaling lines. I like to use my black pen to do that. Now, I definitely sometimes also use a pencil and then erase the lines, but I love the contrast that the black and the white gives with my journaling lines, so I more often than not use a pen and leave them there because I like the way that it looks. And this was perfect right here because I had these two huge boxes that I didn't have anything in and I didn't need to put anything there, so adding the journaling was great. And since on the other side I had used those alphabet stickers to spell out USA Baseball, using the journaling lines was also a nice contrast to the stickers as well. Now that I finished up doing the decorating for the pages, I'm going to go to the back of my memory planner, which is right there, and pull out the pocket page that I'm going to use. It's the one with all of the 2x2 squares, and I'm just going to slip a whole bunch of photos in there. Like I had said, it's a vacation week, so I had lots of photos that I wanted to include, and this 2x2 page is the best way to do that. There are so many different little squares and stuff, and I can get all of the things in there. Now I printed these photos on my Canon selfie printer, and there is a little collage app called Pick Frame that I use, and within that frame I use either the 3x2 or the 2x3, and then it's got 6 little openings, and it prints these photos just ever so slightly smaller than 2x2, and they're perfect. And I use this different collage quite a bit, because it is perfect for punching photos, and it's just great for the size is great for a lot of different applications in my memory planner, so I end up using that collage quite a bit. Now I've trimmed up a lot of the photos, and I've got to sort of plan their placement within the page protector, which again, like I mentioned earlier, is a little bit easier said than done when I've pre-planned a couple of weeks in advance, because I don't always like spell out the entire thing. Sometimes I just do a little bit like, oh, a name and then the location or something like that. Well, if I printed 3 of those photos, well, which one did I mean? So I could be a little bit better, but you know what? I also like the spontaneity of just having a loose guideline as well. It makes things a little bit more fun, and I get to move things around based on my mood when I'm actually creating. Now I'm going to slide the photos right into the pocket pages, and the reason I'm doing that is because it helps me figure out where I need to put the little cards that I'm going to put in the pockets. So I'm going to use a bunch of the 3x4 cards for me and my big ideas, but I need to figure out exactly how many I need, where I need them to go, those types of things. So I like to get the photos in there first, because then I can get an accurate count, and then also sort of get an idea of what different types of patterns and what goes with the photo and what I might need in terms of like journaling or something like that as well. Now I'm just going through these pocket pages. I'm finding ones that coordinate together and also ones that have different types of patterns. So for example, that one that has the black and the white on one half and then the green and the gold ampersand on the other, I love that one, but I know I'm going to trim it up to make mostly just an ampersand. or that one that's right there that's got the quote on it. I'm going to trim it up just to use the quote. So I have to sort of keep all of those things in mind when choosing cards because I want them to still coordinate together despite the way that I trim them up. Because as you can see, they're 3x4 and I need 2x2, and so I can get two 2x2s out of the 3x4. Anyway, it sounds a lot more complicated than it really is. It's actually a quite simple process. It's just choosing ones that I like, figuring out where they're going to go, and how many of them I need. So now I'm looking at the different patterns and trying to see, which ones will I use in the front, which ones will I use together, because again, I have to consider, okay, I don't want two with text next to each other. I'd actually, if I only have two with text period, I want to have one on the front, one on the back. So that type of thing is something that has to be considered when doing it. I also, okay, maybe I don't love this card as much as I love this one, so I'm going to use the one that I like less only once. I'm going to use the one that I like more twice. So it's just keeping some of these things in mind when I am choosing these and cutting them out. That pile is definitely growing and there's lots of cute patterns, and as you can see, I'm starting to sort of line them up, think about them, putting them together, and still finish with the cutting. And so as you can see now that they're getting smaller and they're getting to be a little bit more how they're going to actually be used, you can see I have that one that says I am grateful, and I have that other quote one, I have the ampersand one, and then now I'm going to have this heart one as well. I need to basically split them up 2 and 2, so maybe like one ampersand and one quote, one heart and one quote on each side, because I don't want to overdo it. I definitely want to have them varied. So as you can see, again, I'm just slipping them in there to get an idea of what I might need and where I might use them. I don't want to commit to anything just yet. I want to try to kind of figure out what is going to go where. There's a lot of different types of patterns. There's the stripes and the dots and the houndstooth. So it's really just a challenge to make sure that I have a good balance. I mean, and it's fun too. It's, so as you can see, I've got a good idea there. But at the bottom, I had put a couple of polka dot ones, one that looks a little bit more like confetti, and then one that is a more standard polka dot right next to each other. And I don't want that. I want them to be varied a little bit more. So you've got to kind of change that up a little bit. And then I also have to do the other side as well. So it's very fun to figure out where all these patterns are going to go and how they relate to the different photos and those types of things. But it's just definitely not as easy as it looks at the end. You see the photo and you're like, oh my gosh, that looks great. But how did that all come together is definitely some of the thought process. So now I have the cards in place, but I'm not finished. I want to still add a little bit of decoration. I still want to add a little bit of journaling. So like for that top one, it's super cute, and I'm using that Oh Hello sticker right on top of it. It's awesome. It's such a great way to just dress something up, but it's super simple. Now this one, I'm going to do a little bit of journaling. So I just added that tiny little good time sticker, and that's it for that card because then I'm going to just journal on it. But it's awesome because it's still super simple and yet decorative at the same time. And I just love that. I love being able to have both things on one card. Now I'm going to dress up some of the photos as well and use some stickers on top of them. So like for example, this one, this sticker that I placed right on top there, it says this happened. So it's just kind of really all about the whole week this happened. I'm not going to say like, oh, this specific event happened. It's really more of a general piece, but I just like the idea a lot. It's really fun. So now, for example, the heart is super cute, and I could have totally left it alone, but there are so many great stickers, and these little banner stickers go great with it. So using that little awesome sticker just really enhances the heart, which, like I said, I could have absolutely left it. It would have been super awesome without adding a sticker, but this just dressed it up a tiny bit and made it a little bit more fun. Now I'm going to use my Papermate Flair pen and just add the tiniest bit of journaling here. I mean, obviously this is a 2x2 square, so I don't have a ton of room for journaling, but just adding a few words will definitely help jog my memory in the future. And that's really what I'm looking for here. I mean, I absolutely could write out the entire story, which would be more helpful, but I don't have room for that. And I want to include so many photos. So I definitely have to strike a balance between including enough detail and photos at the same time. Now, one of my favorite things are these little Mombi shapes. You have these super cute little speech bubbles. I don't know why, but they are just so adorable. And like this one, for example, it's not only a speech bubble, but it also reminds me kind of cloud. And I love that too. So just adhering that right on top of the 2x2 card, trimming the little edge off that I left hanging over, and then using my permanent pen to just, again, add a few more words to it. It's just a really great way to talk about the photos, but you don't have to add, I don't have to journal all day. A simple sentence will do. And so that's why I'm actually really loving this sort of technique and this idea, because it's just a few words, but I know it'll help jog my memory in the future when things are a little bit more hazy. Now again, on the back, we're taking that confetti one, which is just so cute. I love that design. And adding another one of those little speech bubbles, doing the exact same thing, trimming off the edge that was left hanging over, and adding the little bit of journaling with my permanent pen. Now these have a little bit of a sheen to them, so I don't think that I could use my Flair or a gel pen on them. I don't think that it would dry, so that's why I use the permanent marker. I don't want to take any chances and have it smear or anything like that. Now I'm going to do what I like to do with these, which is use my adhesive and adhere them together as well so that they don't slide around in the pocket. It's just one single page or one single piece inside the little pocket page. And I usually just work from top to bottom doing that. It just helps me stay on track, because if I jump around, I would have a hard time remembering which one I did do and which one I didn't do. So that is what I'm going to do here, is I'm just going to get those all adhered together. Last one. Now they're all adhered together, and then it gives the photos just a little tiny little mat, and that they just look great that way. And so I'm very happy with how that always turns out and how it looks good, and just makes the photos stand out, but then yet makes the whole thing a little bit more sturdy. So now I'm just going to put it back in my album, add one more little event that I forgot, and that's it. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you liked it, and it also lets YouTube know the types of things that you like to see. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.